Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Alif Zakwan bin Muhammad Hafiz, and I'm going to explain about personality, conflict, and tone for interpersonal communication at workplace of their definitions. Okay, first we got personality. In definition, personality refers to the persistent trait, interest, motivation, values, self concept, abilities, and emotional pattern that make up a person's particular way of adjusting to life. Next, we got conflict. Conflict is described as a conflict between people caused by disparities in beliefs, attitudes, comprehension, interests, needs, and occasionally even perceptions. Intense debates, physical abuse, and unquestionably a loss of peace and harmony follow a conflict. And last but not least is tone. Tone refers to the vocal quality that conveys the speaker's emotion or thoughts, frequently towards the listener.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Wazir bin Safri, and I will presenting the part A, which is the types of the personality, conflict, and tone in the interpersonal communication for the workplace. First of all, I will explain the types of the personality. There are multiple of personality types in the workplace, such as first is a leadership. Leaders rely on a wide range of skills to motivate and inspire followers to achieve their organization goals, making wise decisions under ambiguous consequences, communicating and pursuing a clear vision, developing strong working connections, utilizing each person's skills, being adaptable and open to change, and tolerating constructive dispute are few of these. Secondly, is a conflict. Conflict can refer to a wide range of interpersonal interaction. However, it's almost always associated with unpleasant emotions. Conflicts can occur for a variety of reasons, but it seems that the majority of conflicts are brought on by a lack of trust or when our values, ideas, or authoritative are questioned. We are more likely to succeed in transforming this negative energy into a beneficial result if we emphasize the fundamental reason for the disagreement. By doing so, we can better comprehend what might be happening when we are at odds with someone else. People can become more aware of how to approach the conflict, how to interact with those they are not aware with, and most importantly, how to resolve it by being time conscious when in conflict. Okay. Thirdly, we have communication. Successful commercial and interpersonal interaction depend on effective communication. Every day, we interact with people on a variety of levels. I mean, spend the time to consider how others are affected by our natural manner of communication. Additionally, we can improve our capacity to communicate successfully by comprehending, appreciating, and accepting the individual's influences in communication style. Our effectiveness as a worker, supervisor, trainer, coach, team member, and or leader will grow thanks to this communication edge. Fourthly, we have decision making. Whether we choose to make decisions or they are pushed upon us, we are constantly inundated with options. The difficulties in making decisions range from poor communication and information gaps to a failure to understand repercussions and create solid plans. Knowing our own type can help us better understand both our own decision making processes and more crucially how other people make decisions. This gives us a clear advantage when working with others to produce more impartial and sensible decisions as well as lowering conflict throughout the decision making processes. Last but not least, we have coaching. What is coaching? Coaching is a learning tool to help people begin to comprehend how they might use this type of information to better their own and others' career and personal life. To help with the accomplishment of these goals, a series of targets are set during this period of personal development. We can ask a coach for assistance with this. Coaches can assist others in many different ways by understanding this type. Coaches can assist clients in developing their self-awareness, identifying the strengths, and comprehending and managing their development needs and creating the plans for both their professional and personal growth. Okay. Next, I will explain the types of the conflicts. Since no two people think that and act precisely the same, conflict will inevitably arise in any job. Colleges may have conflicts and differences issues, if not appropriately resolved, could hinder the teamwork and the performance. Okay, from here, there are 5 types of conflicts that usually be occurred in workplace communication, such as we have first one is a leadership conflicts. Means that leaders are the ones who step into intermediate disputes between co-workers. But what if the drama is being caused by an incentive on the leaders themselves? In fact, one of the most common categories of the workplace conflict is the leadership issues. Every day has a unique management and leadership style. Additionally, every employee has a varied response to those techniques. Conflicts between managers of several teams or between team leaders and the members may develop from this. For the second one is a creative conflict. Conflicts over originality and ideas are more likely to occur when working in groups. Employee disagreement and competitiveness may result from divergent ideas and responses from different employees. Even though it can be challenging, working with ideas that are very dissimilar from or contradict ours can lead to the best solution for our company. For the third one is a work style conflict. What is a work style conflict? Work style conflict is when their working methods are dissimilar. Employees may argue, we each have our own methods for doing things, which will inevitably result in disagreements. Many people prefer to work independently and at their own pace, level of expertise and skills. Others take pleasure in sharing ideas, cooperating with co-workers, and working in groups. Some people strive up to the last minute while others turn in their assignment earlier. And the fourth one is the personality conflicts. There is no denying that individuals differ from one another. Additionally, we won't get along with another we encounter. Conflicts are more likely to occur when we come into contact with someone whose personality contrasts with our own. Culture, religion, and the background-based variances in perceptions and actions will also influence how we view and treat other people. Okay, last but not least, I will explain the types of tone in the workplace environment. We have 3 types of tone, which is the first one is aggressive tone. What is aggressive tone? Aggressive tone is the type of tone that is inappropriate in the workplace. It comes across as overbearing. For example, we threatening somebody to do their work by yelling at them or saying that they will be fired if they do not. Okay, for the first one, for the second one is non-assertive. Non-assertive is a tone that inappropriate in the workplace because it shows lack of involvement, like we really don't care or don't want to be there. An example of non-assertive tone would be if we were assigned a project with a partner and we just play around annoying our partner and did nothing while they work. That's an example of non-assertive. And last but not least is a assertive tone. Assertive tone is the best tone to use in the workplace because it can develop a warm, friendly voice, good problem solving, and respectful words. An example of assertive words, Assertive tone is when we encourage our co-workers to do their work with a friendly tone of voice.
Next, I'm going to explain about the characteristic of personality at workplace. First, we got openness. People with openness are more creative, more flexible, and more eager to learn something new. Among the effect that this kind of people has on their workplace is first, they can give a higher job satisfaction, they are easily adaptable, and they have strong leadership skills. Next, we got conscientiousness. These people will give out more effort than anybody else, and then they are more driven to succeed, and they have better discipline and organization. Among the effect that these people have is include they have better job performance, they inherent leadership ability, and less likely to quit. And third, we got agreeableness. These people are more likely to comply with rules and regulations. They are, but they also give out a higher job performance, and they are also a professional on their job. And next, we got extroversion. These people are highly relatable to their colleagues. They are more emotional, but they dominate socially. Extroversion effects on workplace include a better job performance, strong leadership skills, and they are less likely to leave. And last but not least, we got neuroticism. These people may think negatively and may express negative emotions. Among the effect that these people have on their workplace, they tend to give a lower job satisfaction, and they can give out a higher stress level at their workplace. Next, I'm going to talk about characteristic of conflict at workplace. Okay, first, we got conflict is a process. Conflict manifests in layers. Always the first layer is misunderstanding. Differences in values, perspective, interests, and interpersonal relation make up the additional layers. It is also known as a process since it entails competing, cooperating, compromising, or avoiding, and start off with one side believing the other to be against or adversely affecting its interests. Next, we got inevitable. There is conflict everywhere. No two people are alike. Consequently, they could vary from person to person. Conflict may result from difference in values for other reasons. Conflict can be reduced, avoided, and or resolved even though it is unavoidable. Next, conflict is a normal part of life. The wants and ideals of individuals, communities, and organizations are limitless, but resources are also finite. Conflicts will inevitably arise as a result of this incompatibility. Although the disagreement itself is not a problem, it might become one if it is not handled properly. And last, we got perception. It must be perceived by the parties involved in order for it to be real. Reality is less significant in interpersonal interaction than perception. Our perception and thought have an impact on how we act, we feel, and communicate. And as an extra point, conflict also has the characteristic of opposition, which means one party to the conflict must be perceiving or doing something that the other party does not like or want. Next, I'm going to explain about the characteristic of tones at workplace. First off, we got motivating. Motivating tones are inspiring, powerful, advocating, and driven by belief and passion. Next is informative tone. Informative tone is neutral, it is emotionless, but it is factual. It sounds to correct, it is firm and clear. Next is soft. Soft tone is often soothing, attractive, feels safe, intimate, and empathy. Next, we got humorous. Humorous tones are funny, cheerful, strong, attention drawing, are likable and approachable. And last but not least, is respectful. Respectful tone are attentive, gentle, and boundary setting. That be all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Amira Atika binti Azmi and my student ID is 2020489252. Next, the effects of personality. Check 1990 investigated the vicious circle of shyness and social competence impairments. Shy people are lonely and secluded and they have few friends. People react adversely to them because of their untrained social way, which reinforces their timidity. Social skill impairments resulted in 4 in Sequin's 1996 study. Communication and personality vulnerability to social anxiety and depression development. According to Weaver 1998, the psychotype personality type is associated with a socially callous approach to communication. The extroverted personality type, on the other hand, relates to an expressive, supportive communication style. The neurotic personality type, on the other hand, has perceptions of dealing with people that are characterized by both compliance and irritation. Weaver argued that his findings demonstrated the significance of communication in the formation and maintenance of dispositional tendencies. Next slide, I will talk about the effects. The effects of conflict. Personal impacts of interpersonal conflict include a variety of negative phenomena such relationships within the group and badly harming it is a result. The organizational consequences of interpersonal conflict are not as clear. While relationship conflict mostly reduce a team's effectiveness, task conflict can improve a group's effectiveness and result. When there is no conflict, teams may be ignorant of the effectiveness of their efforts. According to research, teams make better judgments when preferences are presented in a spirit of dispute rather than consensus. It has also been discovered that individuals of a work group whose recommendations contradict the group's general opinions are more valuable to the group than those whose recommendations are positively and tightly associated with one another.
I will continue about regarding our topic. My part is identify problems related to the topic. What can I identify for the problem in personality at workplace? I have three. For the first one is energy, and second one is affection. For lastly is emotionality. Okay, for energy, people who with the high energy often prefer to talk through problems with others in order to arrive a solution. Okay. They are likely to ask a lot of questions about how others feel and talk through their own feeling loud. Okay. They may then become frustrated with low energy individual. Why? Because low energy individual, they do not engage them in this situation. This is because of they prefer to take their time thinking things through alone first. Okay. That's what I get from the problems in personality of person. Okay, for affection, people who with high affection tend to communicate in a warm and supportive manner. Okay, they are open-minded and receptive to new ideas, and making them easily approachable. Okay. However, people with who has a low affection, it tend to communicate in a more pragmatic ways. They make decision quickly, and while some people might like their proactiveness and nonsense style, others might want to ask question or talk about alternative. Okay. For the third one is emotionality. Okay, for emotionality, people with high emotionality may communicate in vibrant and passionate way. Okay, which can be motivating and encouraging with for others. However, they can be unpredictable, which may put people off approaching them to talk about an issue or problems they are facing. Okay. The otherwise, on low emotionality, people are likely to communicate in a more measured and relaxed manner. Okay, for the conflict at workplace, what I can identify in problem is have three pseudo conflict. Second one is value-related interpersonal conflict, and for the third one is ego-related interpersonal conflict. Okay, for the pseudo conflict, it will arise when two parties want different things and cannot come to an agreement. For instance, if two team leaders are working on a project, however, one wants everyone to take notes on a computer, and the others want everyone to use pen and paper. This would be a pseudo conflict. because their desire to approach a project in two different ways and failing to see eye to eyes in the reason for the conflict. Okay, for the second one is value related interpersonal conflict. On this, it is a conflict that occurs between two people when they have different underlying value system. It is hard to identify actually because the people who are in conflict often think the other party is being disagreeable, and wherein they just have different underlying values. For the third one is ego related interpersonal conflict. For this, um, for this one is, as we know, in ego conflict, losing the argument has the potential to damage a person pride. Okay, sometimes ego conflict arise when a small conflict are unsolved. Okay, for tone 5 at interpersonal workplace, what can identify the problems is the problems on tones in interpersonal communication can definitely be disrespectful by someone openly denying something that has been said, or by making mean or sneak comments about someone or something. The tones can also be taken as disrespectfully if a person overtly speak in a way that is disrespectful, such as insulting someone. That's all from me. Thank you.
Firstly, I will explain the importance of the personality in the workplace in communications. According to the Cambridge English Dictionary, personality is the type of person we are, evidenced by the way we behave, feel, and think. It follows that personality will surely have an impact on how well a company functions. Okay, why are personalities important in the workplace? Firstly, be able to what each member can and cannot do at the same time, while a person's ability to perform their job successfully depends on their skills. Understanding when personality can turn into an talent when have a significant impact on how individuals engage with their jobs. Secondly, we have a more cohesive team. Means that, particularly when forming a team, knowing our people's personalities can help with better understanding how they function and how we can collaborate with them. Individuals make form a team, and personality can be either the motor or the chisel that keeps the team together. Members must be able to cooperate and interact. People with similar personalities may or may not get along better together. Nevertheless, or that those who possess the opposites one do not. One major factor that contributes to team failing is if the members are team players. Furthermore, personalities are crucial to the team and job satisfaction. Handle our conflict well, we can save the time and money. Maintaining employee performance and retention rates depends on coworkers getting along peacefully and empathically. Teamwork is essential to running a successful business, and it is only feasible through communication in the workplace. We will explain about how can effective communication resolve conflict at the workplace. Firstly, we solving a conflict to we use natural language and choose our words carefully. Last but not least, we must respect personal viewpoints. When several people are working under the same roof, it is evident that opposing views and behavior will occur. It can cause a lot of backlash and conflicts. Therefore, we must try to respect each other's viewpoints when working in a group to avoid conflicts and toxic environment. Okay, because we spend a lot of our time in the workplace. Therefore, it should be devoid of negative conflicts and a toxic environment. Workplace conflicts can affect us mentally and physically. Therefore, we should try to resolve a conflict as soon as possible. Because of this, we must be careful to employ the appropriate tone when speaking with coworkers and clients at work. Our voice tone matters while communicating since it can alter the meaning of what we say. There are many potential for misinterpretation with coworkers and the client if we are unaware of the tone we are adopting. Confusion and misunderstanding might result when our tone is inconsistent with what we are saying. As a result, it is crucial to be aware of our communications style and make sure that the tone matches the messages. And I think that's all from me. Thank you.